And Teddy isn't really a big reader, but I'm trying to get into it, find a good book, maybe get a little better at reading. So
Yeah.
right now, I'm working on The Cat in the Hat, which is a fun book, but I'm looking for something slightly more challenging. Any
Yeah.
recommendations?
I mean, what's your general interest? What do you like? What do you think you'd be drawn to?
Well, I do like the Dr. Seuss books. They's pretty good, and 'cause I think it's good story. Cat in the Hat, Green Eggs and Ham, Red Fish, Blue Fish, things like that. So that's kind of my style.
Man, it's really hard to like. I've read, oh gosh, like 15 or 16 books this year so far, and I've actually been in a little slump. I think the last few months, just running and working and traveling and stuff. But I don't have many books off the top of my head to pull off. Cat in the Hat. Uh,
Chasing trail, kicking up dirt, sweating my eyes, but it don't hurt. Fast feet, loose rocks, send it full sail. Ain't no stopping, we chasing trail. Yeehaw!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Chase Trail. I am your host, Teddy Tonelli, aka Teddy Triscuits, and today we have a Wasatch legend on the pod. In fact, he has been called the King of the Wasatch. As we await the self-titled documentary to drop, um, he and the boys from Utah are making a case for 2025 being the year of the Utes, as the boys of the Satch have made a massive mark on trail running this year. From Caleb Olson's massive win at Western States to Jess Rich, I don't know, whatever, recent win at Run Rabbit Run to our guest today, the winner of the 2025 Cascade Crest 100. I bring you Jimmy Elam. How the hell you doing, Jimmy? Did I pronounce that last name? Someone told me it was Jimmy Elam. What is it?
Elam is fine. Yeah, that works. That's what I like to be known as. So you nailed it. Yeah, thank you. Good job.
Elam.
Nice
Yeah. How
job.
you doing? How you doing,
I'm
Jimmy?
doing well. Yeah, it's a brisk morning here in the Wasatch. Um, but King of the Wasatch, so, like who's called me King of the Wasatch? Because I definitely have not heard that yet. Are people saying that?
There is a guy saying that. There's another podcast out there. I'm not going to give their name. They're honestly terrible, but they said it, and they were saying he's like, yeah, Jimmy's King of the Wasatch, and look, I would just take it. I would take it. I would run with it. It's a good name. But again, don't make a documentary. We've already been over that a bunch of times on this podcast. It's the reason why Teddy's running Mammoth 200. I mean, I'm sure you know that, but
Yeah,
um,
yeah, of
yeah,
course.
yeah. It's tacky. Um, anyway, so Jimmy, what I like to do before we start the pod is like
Yeah.
I like to give people a little, I try to throw out some of your accolades. And I decided, you know what? I'm just gonna go with most recent memory because everybody's out got the short-term memory stuff, it's just like bang, bang, bang. So we're gonna give
Mhm.
2024 to 2025. I think that's the most relevant here. And 2024 Wasatch 100 champion. So I mean, that's kind of king stuff there, yeah. Um, 2024 San Juan Solstice 50-mile champion, pretty great. And 2023 High Lonesome winner and previous course record holder with the time of 1942. And then again, like I mentioned before, you just got first place at the Cascade Crest 100. This is very impressive.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, it's been a good few years. I think yeah, you could say it seemed like you listed off a lot, but really for 2 years, I think, compared to a lot of other guys out there running in my level, they're probably doing twice as many, three times as many races. So no, I've been very particular with what I'm choosing and kind of chasing after just the classics. You have the San Juan Solstice in there, that's been going on for decades. Cascade Crest, it's like near its 30th anniversary. Wasatch, I think a lot of people don't know this because no one really cares about Wasatch anymore besides people that live in the Wasatch. But so it seems sometimes. But dude, almost 50 years for that race. So I think I want to go back on its
Wow.
50th anniversary. I think this was the 46th or 47th running of it. So it's pretty special, for how long it's been going. I think it's kind of a neat one to check off.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, you're taking your shots, you're calling your shots, you're getting out there. And the thing is I think that's a great way to go about it. People's going out there, they're racing a bunch, they're putting up mediocre efforts, but every time it's like, oh, Jimmy's racing. here's the thing: is I was talking to Tim Tollefson when we was talking about Mammoth 200. I said, "Hey Tim, Teddy wants to run it." He said, "Teddy, you ain't ready. You can't do that." He's like, "You've never run." He said, "You've run a few 50Ks. He's like, "You can't do a 200 miler." And I said, "Tim, I'm gonna do it." He said, "Okay, but let me be warned to you. Jimmy Elam's running. When Jimmy Elam's running, he doesn't lose." And I said, okay, I get it, but it's those are
It's a
impressive
long
wins.
way.
Either
It's a
way.
long way,
Hey,
man. You don't never take it for granted. Like honestly, I'll show
yeah,
up and I mean, I think we have bigger problems to worry about with Tara Dower and Rachel Enterkin and they're like, I mean, they're going to be ready to just scalp us. They're just going to take us off. Like
yeah.
it's going to be vicious out there.
Oh yeah, I was saying, I said, Teddy's race strategy, and we'll get into race strategy a little bit here in a little bit. But I was saying, Teddy's gonna run like a girl. When I was growing up, people said, "Teddy, you throw like a girl," and they're not wrong. But the thing is I think that when they say run like a girl, I think that that's actually something because it seems like the ladies is a little smarter. The dudes is going out there, they're having the dick measuring contest. They're blowing up at mile 50, and then the
Hmm.
ladies is they just having fun. They going to aid stations and laughing and doing all that stuff, eating the candy. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm running like a
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah, I mean, I can go and win 2 races a year, but you have Rachel going and winning 10 races a year. So I don't
Yeah.
know. Like it's intimidating for sure, but all we can do is go out and, eat well, take care of ourselves, pace well, I think. I think we're gonna have a good time. Yeah, we're gonna share some miles and have a great time together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I agree. I think that's good. Hey, I was wondering, Jimbo. Can I call you Jimbo? I think it's a good
That's
nickname,
great.
maybe.
Yeah, yeah, I like Jim.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
Jimbo's fine. Yeah.
I like that.
It
That's
rolls.
nice.
It
Yeah.
just rolls. Yeah.
It does, yeah. Jimbo, I say when we was messaging back and forth, I said, Jimbo Slice, kind of like Kimbo Slice. He was the guy was the fighter.
Yeah,
So, but
yeah.
you got a fighting attitude, Jimbo. I like it. I like it. Mm. Okay, so I was perusing your Instagram account, and you seem to be a pretty proud member of Costco, an executive member by the looks of it,
Yeah.
which is pretty prestigious. Question though, how many Costco hot dogs do you think you eat in a calendar year?
Oh, that's a great question. That's actually a better question for my girlfriend Anna Fisher. She's more the hot dog fanatic. I just go straight for the pizza. I don't know. I get like
Ooh.
like 2 3 slices of pizza every time I'm there. I usually time it to where I'll have the pizza first, so maybe I'll buy a little bit less. I'll have a full stomach and not make such impulsive decisions, which which I actually
Yeah,
think you can relate to running too. Or like hey, if you start a run and you're not like you've eaten recently or whatever, like even in a race, if you're like taking care of yourself, eating really well, like you're probably going to race a little bit smarter. So yeah, I mean, I prepare pretty well for my Costco, executive trips, and now they've opened the doors early for executive members. So I was just in there a few days ago with Anna, and like, usually it's just crowded as shit. Like, there's hundreds of people in there, and you can barely walk through the aisles. Dude, we snuck in an hour early and it was the greatest thing ever. Yeah, it was fantastic. But back to the hot dogs. Yeah, I like hot dogs, don't get me wrong, but I usually go for the pizza. For pizza guy myself.
yeah, I love pizza too. Sometimes I'll get both. Get myself the dog and the
That's
soda.
wild. That's
And then
wild.
yeah,
That's so
hey,
wild.
yeah, no, Teddy does wild things. I'm wondering, because I got a few people coming down from Reno to help with the crew and everything like that. And I'm wondering, like, maybe I have them bring down a few dogs,
You
and I
should.
have an aid station dog because they wrap them in the tinfoil, might stay warm, put it out on the dashboard of the truck.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, that sounds like a really good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I also noticed on the Instagram was it says find me on Goodreads, but I wasn't able to locate you. Honestly, didn't really even try that hard. And Teddy isn't really a big reader, but I'm trying to get into it. Find a good book, maybe get a little better at reading. So
Yeah.
right now, I'm working on The Cat in the Hat, which is a fun book. But I'm looking for something slightly more challenging. Any
Yeah.
recommendations?
I mean, what's your general interest? What do you like? What do you think you'd be drawn to?
Well, I do like the Dr. Seuss books. They's pretty good, and 'cause I think it's good story. And Cat in the Hat, Green Eggs and Ham, Red Fish, Blue Fish, things like that. So that's kind of my style.
Man, it's really hard to like. I've read, oh gosh, like 15 or 16 books this year so far, and I've actually been in a little slump. I think the last few months, just running and working and traveling and stuff. But I don't have many books off the top of my head to pull off, Cat in the Hat. Like I don't really. I'm trying to think. Maybe okay. There's one, Dungeon Crawler Carl, and it's I read it earlier in this year, and it's kind of like this alien race takes over the Earth, and most of the people die, and the survivors have to go into this underground like dungeon and like fight for survival against this like alien race, and it's all televised. So it's all like the alien race like watching the humans like fight and like go through all these like mazes and like puzzles and stuff. It's a super fun book, so I think that would probably be a good start. I think that would get your
Wow.
attention really well. And the guy's down there with his cat, so it's him and his cat, and um they just kick ass. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and it's a
love
whole
cats.
series.
That's great. Oh my
And it's
gosh.
a whole
Okay,
series. The
that's
good
good.
news is if you like the first one, there's like 6 7 more books, so I'll
That's
send it to you.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, please do. Please do. Yeah, well, you know what? Hey, look, what you could do is you bring it to Mammoth 200. Rachel Entrikin is bringing me a magic rock. You bring me a book.
The
This is
book.
gonna be great. I'm like going to Mammoth and getting all these gifts and everything. I love it. This is
You're gonna
great.
go home with so much stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, yeah. So like you get the swag from the race, and then you get like all the
Yeah.
other stuff. Like I wasn't expecting this. This is great. I
Are these the
love it.
rocks? Are these the rocks that Rachel took from the course when she was out there scouting the course? She was just like plucking rocks off the course.
That's a great question. I'm not exactly sure what rock she's gonna give me. She's last time we spoke, I said we was talking about rocks because we both love rocks. I love rocks too. So I said, hey, I'm gonna bring you a rock, and she said, well, it actually started out with me saying I was gonna send her rock pictures, but then that just sounded weird, and I'm not gonna do that. It's like this could, eh. So I was like, I'm gonna bring you a rock. And she said, "Well, I'll bring you a rock. We'll do a rock exchange." But then it got
Nice.
weird because she
Oh.
started mentioning like being like hexing things, and I was like,
Oh, what? So she's like a crystal.
yeah.
She's like a crystal girl.
She's not though. That's
Oh,
the
she's
thing.
not?
It's that she
Just rock.
no, apparently
Oh,
she just hexes rocks.
just hexes rock. Okay. So like, does that like
Yeah,
you like put energy into the rock or something? What is that? How does that
yeah, I
work?
think so. I think so.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Teddy's not
Well,
into the black
what?
magic, but
Well, make sure. Yeah, do make sure. Like, there's a lot of cool rocks on the course, so make sure you don't get too distracted out there because there's some sick obsidian rocks that you could
yeah.
easily pull you off the course, and you just start rock hounding. Absolutely just rock hounding. Like next thing you know, like 2 3 hours has gone by, and you're just it's nighttime, and you're out there in the wilderness in Mammoth, and like just a pack full of rocks. Like
Yeah,
not a
yeah.
good
It's
thing.
like my pack's already heavy enough. I can't load it up with a bunch of rocks.
Obsidian's extra heavy too. It's like you'd be shocked. You pick up a chunk of obsidian, and it's pretty wild. It's mind blowing actually.
Oh yeah, I have a piece of obsidian that's actually the rock that I'm gonna give Rachel.
Oh,
Spoiler alert!
there you
And
go.
it's
I won't tell
it's
her. I won't
very
tell her.
yeah. Don't tell her. It's very sharp. It's a very sharp one. I don't want her to
Yes.
carry it with her. I don't want her to carry it with her because she might hurt herself. But you know how obsidian is. It's
Yeah,
it's it's really
glass.
sharp. It's glass.
Glass. Yeah,
Yeah, volcanic glass. Yeah,
that's cool
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Um. Okay. I want to get back into the success of some of the Utah runners this year, you yourself included. What do you think it is that is quickly making Utah a premier training ground for athletes such as yourself?
Oh man, I don't know. I really love talking about rocks and other stuff, not running related. But let's see if
Okay, that's
let's
fine
see
with
if
me.
no
I
no it's
love rocks.
fine.
We'll get
No.
back to rocks though. Yeah.
That's a great question. I've been out here for over 10 years now, and it seems like every year compounds on the next of just like more and more people interested in the area. And I think it just takes like a few people who are start to kick ass and take names, and are consistent, and are hitting up like big races. And when you have someone like Caleb Olson out here, and Anthony Costales, and Garrett, and now Michelino's out here. Who knows how long he's going
Yeah.
to stay? Can't keep up with him. So we'll see how long he hangs out here for. But once you just start getting like these names, I think people are interested, and it's kind of just been, I think, a natural transition into one of the most sought after places to live and train. And I think having the access in the mountains out the door, whether you're on the west side or the east side, I'm on the east side myself, but I mean, there's just like literally thousands of miles of trails from the house. So I just the ease of training. Like I don't have to drive anywhere to train. And you got the vert on the west side. You have the more runnable, fun stuff on the east side. But
Yeah.
it's beautiful. Like international airport. So if you're a traveler, if you like to race a lot, like I'm on the Wasatch back, but it's still under an hour to get to the airport. It's a dream, man. It's absolutely stunning, and there's not many other cities that I can think of that have it quite like we do. So I think that with just a lot of really rad people to share miles with and stories with, and it's a perfect place. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I probably couldn't agree more, but I'm going to. One thing that I like about Utah is, becoming such a, big hub for runners is that, I think it was Finn Melanson. I don't even pronouncing his last name right. It seems like I'm pretty good at pronouncing last names. Hold on. I feel comfortable with Jimmy. I'm gonna take my shoes off here because
Oh, it's fine.
at first I was a little bit worried. I was like, I don't know. I may have to, you sometimes it's like, anyway, okay. So, Finn Melanson has kind of
Yeah.
fueled this rivalry with like the Boulder crowd, and Boulder's
Mhm.
always it's always like a bunch of runners over there, and I'm tired of hearing about them. I think there's more like attitude in the Utah area. There's a little bit more spunk to it.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think there's a bit more grit. Yeah, I think it's once you just
yeah,
like it seems a little forced, the Boulder Boys. It's like what they're trying to do is just like a little too much. But also
yeah,
like I don't follow what they're doing. I don't really follow those guys. I just like I have too much going on in my own life. Like I have a job. I have 20 hours a week to train. I have a cat and a girlfriend that I got to help take care of. It's I'm too busy. So it's fun to watch, every once in a while I'll see shit in the woods or Finn or whatever, just like trash the Boulder Boys. I think it's hilarious. It's like I think our sport is actually lacking a bit more that like cutthroat stuff. It's just a little bit too much hand holding for me. So I love seeing like don't get me wrong, I'm a good sport. I'm a good loser. Like I've gotten my ass kicked and like I'll still, I'll be friends with the guy, but like when it comes down to racing and yeah, there could be a little bit more shit talking, I think, in our sport. So
yeah.
let's see it. I'm all for it, man. Like, bring it on, Boulder Boys. Like, let's see what you
I
got.
agree. Yeah, bring it on, Boulder Boys. Bring it on. I haven't seen them do a whole lot on the
I
podium,
mean,
but I've seen
yeah.
the boys of the Satch
I
come
mean,
out and freaking throw down.
what I mean, we so it's
Oh,
Jesse Rich winning Run Rabbit. Like, what happened to Matt Daniels and like Mary Delhome and all them and like. Dude, Jesse Rich of all, like, I mean, he's an awesome guy. I did not see him coming with the win, and especially after you have like Anthony Costales or Adam Loomis and myself and like all just our first losers, at Run Rabbit, and Jesse Rich comes and swoops up for the win and takes down the Boulder Boys. It's a sight to behold. It's pretty cool.
no, I love it. It's great, and the thing is to probably answer your question about Michelino, he'll stick around as long as there's not another felony that drops on him for him running off trails and things like that, or, kicking
We're
a
keeping
bear or
we're
something.
keeping an eye we're keeping an eye on making sure he doesn't break any rules out here because they don't definitely won't put up with that shit.
Oh yeah, no, no. Well, that's the thing, and here's the problem: is that he was running Speed Goat recently, and I remember back when Carl was still doing the whole thing. They made it a point to tell us, hey, you can't poop in the woods here, because it's a watershed, right? And Michelino goes out there and just straight up shits his pants everywhere. It's like you just moved there and you're already breaking freaking
What?
rules.
That was Speed Goat this year. He did that. That was Speed Goat this year.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Michelina.
Yeah, he couldn't control himself. The thing is, though, is I think there's more to the story, is because he
Oh,
had Garrett Corcoran with him as his crew person, and the thing is those guys is crazy. The night before, I've
he had
said it
Indian.
time
Didn't
and
he have
time
like
again.
Indian food or something the night before? I heard he ate some crazy ass meal, and he's like, "I've done this before." It's like, what the hell are you thinking, man? What did he
What are you
eat?
thinking? Exactly. Well, I
Uh,
don't know. I mean, I'm assuming hot dogs have something to do with it, but it's crazy. I always say, I don't know if you saw they did the whole meet your runners thing for Mammoth. Mammoth reached out and they said, "Hey Teddy, do you want to do this?" I said, "Hey, Teddy's busy. I don't know if I could take the time, but I did it." And they said, "What's your pre-race meal?" And I told them it's easy, and I'm sure you would agree with this. Is I said, Parmesan cheese and gummy bears. That's like it's always, you know. because again, but this is like the night before,
What the
right?
hell?
So you get the
What?
carb loading. What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that just sounds. Yeah, I've never thought of combining those two.
Yeah, see, that's the Jimmy, I'm telling you.
I'm not going to change anything at this point. I'm not trying
You
something new. Don't. You're not going to convince me.
No, I'm not sure. I'm not gonna.
Oh,
Look,
okay.
I will tell you my reasoning. And the thing is people think that I'm sprinkling
Sure.
Parmesan cheese on top of the gummy bears. No, it's not like that. I'm eating them separately. I'm not a
Oh,
monster,
okay.
Yeah, yeah. Because the
Sounds.
Parmesan, you got sodium and you got proteins, and then the gummy bears, obviously, you have the carbohydrates.
Yeah, you
It
get some
makes
fat too. You
sense.
get some fat in the Parmesan too. I bet you get. I mean,
Yeah,
the whole shebang. That's a
it's.
complete nutrition, actually. Yeah.
Thank you. See,
Yeah.
now you get it. You get it. All right.
I'll probably just
I
have
know you said
my chicken and coconut rice before to kind of just. I don't know. You seem like a little
I
bit more
like that.
exciting of a person than me, but I probably just keep it basic.
Yeah, no, and I don't even know if it's about being exciting, Jimmy. I think really what it is just that I took a nutrition course on ChatGPT, and that's what I got, and
All
that's
right.
what it told me to do, and that's what I'm doing, and I love Parmesan. That's
Yeah.
what it's looking good. Okay, I know you said you didn't like all the running questions, but here's the thing: this is a running podcast. There are going to be some running questions. So, reason I say that is I made some comments, and I just need to be up front with you here, Jimmy. See? So
Yeah.
I'm running Mammoth 200 with you in a few days, and when I signed up, it was with the goal of beating Max Joliffe. And since having him on the pod and you signing up to run the race, we decided that it was in our best interest to take you out. Some like trail running Tanya Harding type shit.
Oh
And
God.
I'm wondering, does that make you nervous, Jimmy?
Well, yeah, it's not what I wanted to hear. So what are
Yeah.
you planning? Yeah, what are you planning to do? What are you thinking?
Well, if I told you
Like
that,
what's
then you'd be on the lookout. I just want you to be prepared.
oh crap. Well,
Hmm.
that's not good. Shoot, man. Well, I guess
Yeah.
I'll just hang out with Tara and Rachel and maybe we'll sneak past you guys when they do.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Maybe that's the plan. I don't know. We'll never know. But hey, I figured I'd throw it out there, like fair warning.
All
Something, give you
right.
something to chew on for the next few days. I'm gonna release this podcast the next week because we're recording a week before, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
release it during that week so everybody knows. Hey, be on the lookout for Max and Teddy teaming up. I still want to beat him though. I still want to beat him
Yeah.
because
Of course.
we can't let him be king of Mammoth. We
No,
can't let
absolutely
him.
not. No. I have too much history. I have too much history, Mammoth. Like it's just not an option. So
It is not an option
so
at all. Like I said.
maybe we should team up, actually.
Ooh.
I think might be
Ooh.
a better idea. It's I think he's a bigger threat. I think he's a bigger threat than I am as far as that, because it's just
Ooh.
unacceptable if he wins. Just
You
think
know
about it.
what? You bring him. Yeah.
Sleep on it. Sleep to give yourself a few nights before you make any big decisions before the race.
Okay.
So like,
Okay.
yeah,
No, I'll sleep on it because I think that you're right because that brings me back to like the original goal, right? And the thing is look, Teddy's looking for allies because you never know who's gonna be. And again, you mentioned Tara and Rachel. I really think they're the ones to beat in this thing. You
hmm
know, I keep thinking to myself. I say,
It is
I
Tara's
think that
first 200 though. It's her first
yeah,
200. She kind of just skipped the whole, 200 and went straight to the, long trail stuff. And yeah, so
yeah.
it's her first one. She might make some mistakes too.
True.
You don't
And
know.
anything can happen in a 200-mile race. I mean, because I see you here. Look, out of curiosity, what do you think the winning time is going to be hours wise? I'm thinking someone's going to pull off some crazy stuff and do this thing in like 42 to 48 hours.
Yeah, I was
So,
gonna say 45, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna say
yeah, 45.
45 is
That's
a
in the
good
middle
number.
there.
Right,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
a good number.
Yeah,
45 is kind of what I was
Tim's
thinking.
guessing. He has his sheet at 47 hours, and I think that's a safe bet. But honestly, he keeps adding a few miles and dropping the vert, so he's making it more runnable. And at the end, it's
Oh
going to be
yeah.
faster, I think, because it's more runnable. I mean, there's still some really good climbs in there, but he keeps dropping the vert. Next thing we know, next week it's going to be like 240 miles and like 10,000 feet of vert. So who freaking knows at this point, right?
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think your strategy is going into this one? I told you, Teddy's is I'm running like a girl. I'm doing
Yeah.
that whole thing.
I mean,
Because you did a bunch of trail recon, right? You was there this summer. You was looking around. You was posting things on the Instagram.
yeah.
Teddy was following. What are
Yeah.
you thinking?
No, yeah, I lived there for about 5 years. Actually before Tim did. Tim followed me out there. I kind of sold it to him, I think.
Oh,
But no, I followed one of our other teammates, and then he came out a little bit after I did. So I know a lot of the west side of the course from June Lake or Lee Vining down to Crowley Lake. So I wanted to go and see the east side, and I checked out a lot of the Glass Mountains, and it's a lot of just dirt road. It's going to be grindy, and it's the least inspiring part of the course, which I think is fine because a lot of it's going to be in the dark anyway.
yeah.
So it's just like it's going to be who can kind of shut off their brain and just keep moving. But strategy wise, I don't know. I've done enough hundreds to just do that twice, I guess. Do the exact same thing and double it up. It can't be that complicated, right? Just times two
Yeah. No, I
with a
think
little bit
it's.
of
I mean,
sleep. No, with a
with
little
the
bit of sleep
little,
in there,
yeah.
hopefully. Yeah, but I think
Hopefully, yeah.
I think it's easy to overcomplicate, and at the end of the race, I think it's going to come down to staying warm, and because the nights are going to be cold. Even if we don't get any storms, even if it's a clear night, like it's going to be really cold out there. So taking care of yourself before you're cold, and then who can just eat the best. I think it's not even like we're used to setting like a 30-minute timer or a hour timer on eating, but it's gonna be who can really eat well. I think like literally eating the entire time, especially in that back half.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
You really got to keep getting those You got to stuff them calories in, stuff them in, stuff them
yeah,
in. The sleep thing. I don't think Teddy's sleeping. I think Teddy's going all the way through.
all
But
the
we're
way.
trying to,
Wow.
yeah, all the way. Yeah, yeah.
That's,
No, what I'm thinking is in look. I'm a little worried about the drug testing part of it because here's the thing: is that if I go in there, what I'm thinking is that I take a bunch of take a bunch of Adderalls and I drink a bunch of caffeine. I don't think I'll need to sleep. I'm just afraid that
yeah,
maybe they'll test me and they're like, "Well, we need
but
to see your prescription."
do you have
Ah.
wait? You don't have an Adderall prescription?
No, I get them from a guy down the street named Greg.
Well, you got to be careful. I could see Tim testing. So
Yeah, he said he
I
was.
mean, and you could do some mushrooms, magic mushrooms. I mean, that's not banned, and that'll keep you awake.
That
So
is true.
yeah,
That is true.
yeah,
Very
something to
good.
think
But see
about.
that Yeah, but the thing is we was talking about the rocks earlier, and here's the problem, Jimmy, is that if I'm taking magic mushrooms and I'm going out there, the rocks is gonna distract the crap out of me, and I'll never
Yeah,
finish. I'll just go get
that's a good
lost
point.
somewhere.
That's a good point. All
Yeah.
right, never mind.
Hmm. Something to think about, though. No, absolutely, something to think about here. Um, okay, we're gonna liven things up a little bit here. Not that you're boring or anything, but let's liven things up. We're gonna do the lightning round. The lightning
Uh,
round is it's a crowd favorite. Everybody
mm-hmm.
loves it. I'm gonna ask you a question. You're gonna answer as fast as you can. Um, I don't know if you saw the episode with Chad Hall last that just came out. He took a lot of liberties and he was just going on and on and on. And I was gonna say something, but I was like, you know what? This guy, he's a nice guy. He's just let it go. I shouldn't have. I'm gonna be tougher on you though.
Yeah, cut me
So
off. Just cut me
I
off.
will.
Yeah,
I
just cut me
will. I
off.
will cut you off. So are you ready for the lightning round?
Yeah, it usually takes me a little while to respond, but I'll do my best.
It's okay. I'll give you a
I'll
little bit of
try.
leeway. All right. Lightning round. Ready. Okay. Western States 2026. Caleb versus Jim. Who wins?
Jim.
Oh! Yeah, you're not wrong. Most handsome active trail runner.
Michelino.
Ooh, interesting. Best Salt Lake City restaurant.
Roberta. Or no. Crap. Salt Lake City. Oh man, I'm failing with this one. I don't live out there anymore, so I don't know. Oh man, I'm doing bad on this one. This is not lightning.
Yeah. This one's slow.
Chipotle.
Okay, man. Well, hey, I guess you know what you're getting. Okay. Red Lobster biscuits or Olive Garden breadsticks.
Breadsticks.
Interesting. Okay. Best brand of energy gels.
Precision.
Okay, lightning round is over. Wow, you did a pretty good job. Other than the
Dude,
best
the
Salt Lake
restaurants. I
restaurant,
mean,
that was
honestly though, dude, like Salt Lake is not known for its food. I'll be honest. Like I could have
yeah,
thought of something better. I totally flopped on that one, but
yeah.
it's not. It's not. I was trying to think of my favorite Mexican restaurant, and I still can't even remember. Oh, Red Iguana. That's what it was. Red
Red
Iguana was.
iguana.
Yeah, that would have been one
Okay.
if I had a little more time. But under pressure, man, like sometimes I fold. So
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem for Mammoth. I'm gonna be honest with you.
yeah, it could. It could. So
Yeah.
I better go in prepared and think everything through properly.
How do we feel about Tim Olson racing? I mean, he's old now, so like, are we even worried about that guy? Is he
How
just
old is
going
he?
for the?
How old
I
is he?
don't
50?
know.
He's not 50 yet. He's got like late 40s, mid late 40s.
He's gotta be getting close.
Yeah.
He's gotta be getting
It's
close.
yeah, I haven't seen him do anything in years that's noteworthy. So I imagine he won't
Yeah,
be a threat. I think he's
yeah,
probably just there for what brand is he running for? Is it like Adidas or something like that? Is it
something like that.
I'm not
Who even
sure. It's
wear?
just yeah, it's just he's there probably as an advertisement.
Probably. The only Adidas runner that there's two of them. There's two of them that I like. I like Emily Hawgood. She's so nice, so sweet. And
Literally
then Eric,
the nicest person on the planet. Yeah. She's great.
literally nicest person. I gotta have her on the pod. I gotta reach out to her.
She
She's
was at
good.
Wasatch. I
Yeah.
just saw her a week ago. Yeah, yeah. She was out here. She was
Wow,
helping crew a local. Yeah, so I got to hang out with her and her coach for a little bit and talk to her about UTMB and yeah, she's great.
that's so cool. Yeah, her and Eric LaPuma. I love the Puma.
Yeah.
He's another nice guy. Um, but I will not be surprised if on the news one day I find out that he is in fact a serial killer. It will not surprise me one
Wait,
bit.
what gives you serial killer vibes?
Man, I just look at him and I'm like, hmm.
Just the
I'm qu-
look.
I qu- it's just a look. He's got the scraggly beard. Like
Yeah.
Teddy's beard is like nice and manicured and
Hmm.
like looking like good. And he's just like a wild man. But that's
It's
part of his
wild.
thing, maybe, that
Yeah.
that that Vermont type, wild man.
I mean, if you're lining up next to a guy and he looks like a serial killer, it's an intimidation factor for sure.
Yeah,
You know, he's running next to you in
that's
the race.
true.
It's gonna get in your head for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna be surprised when you see Teddy. Teddy wears hats on this podcast all the time, but Teddy's covered in tattoos. People always say, Teddy, you look like you just got out of prison. And I said, not just got out. I got out a while ago. And but my head's all tattooed and but I promise I'm a nice guy. I do. I,
Good.
I
Okay.
promise. It's yeah.
Thank God.
Um thank God. We're gonna get a little bit away from running and serial killers, and one of the mainstays of this show is animals. Teddy loves animals. Everybody knows this. If I had gone to school, if I had gone to college, I would
Yeah.
have been a biologist or like a zoologist. I love animals. They're
Yeah.
great. And my question to you, Jimbo, is what is your favorite animal? I think I know, but you go ahead and tell me.
I think you know as well, if you spend any time on my Instagram. But raccoons for sure.
Yeah. Raccoons
uh,
is why do you love raccoons? And
wait,
then I'll tell
is
you
that what
why
was in your head? Is that the animal or that you thought of or no?
well,
Or did you
okay,
think?
yes. And this is why. Because the thing is that you have a cat and raccoons are kind of like wild cats, sort of. I don't know. I
Yeah.
get that vibe. But raccoons is my favorite thing about them is their little hands. Just
They
the
have
little
thumbs. Yeah, they have little
hands.
thumbs too. They use their thumbs. It's wild.
Yeah. Yeah, I went to school and they always told me they said humans and monkeys is the only ones with opposable thumbs. And I don't know what opposable means, but what I do know is that raccoons have thumbs, and whether they are opposable or not, or is it maybe it's because because they
I think
oppose
it's
each other. Or
oh,
when you're thumb wrestling, it's like the
that's what it is.
opponents.
Yeah, so you could play. Yeah, so you could thumb wrestle. If you can't thumb wrestle, you don't have opposable thumbs.
Why do you like
Uh,
raccoons?
yeah, I mean, I think, I mean, they're usually known as just what trash pandas, right? Kind of a nuisance in cities and people's like yards and stuff. But they're brilliant animals. Their IQ is the level of dogs. But yeah, I rescued a baby raccoon like probably about 5 years ago or so. and I was out living in Big Cottonwood in the canyon, and I saw it like on 3 separate occasions without its mother or anything. So it was just
Oh,
lost and stranded. So brought it in, and it was barely big enough to like eat, but I was able to get it a little bit of cat kibble and some like fruit and grapes and stuff, and started feeding it, and um, it pretty much domesticated within, my gosh, a week and a half. It was like my best buddy. So it was a pretty cool time, and I got to see like the full effect of just how brilliant those creatures are, and how fun they are too. Like just so playful. More. Honestly, I still haven't domesticated my cat. My cat still like hits me and hisses at me, and she mostly loves me, but it's like I was like, man, it took me a week to domesticate this raccoon, and I still can't get my cat to be, I can't predict what it's gonna do next. So, no,
yeah.
they're great animals, yeah, and they're cute as all hell.
Yeah, that made, that's a beautiful story. I love that. I wish I had somebody like you in my life because Teddy was like that little raccoon once. My mom left me when I was a baby. And yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Now, Grant, yeah, it took me a little bit longer than a week to get domesticated. But anyway, I'm not gonna stay on that story, but I
We
want to
could talk
show you
later.
this.
We could talk later about that if you want. Yeah, I'll be
That'd be
here for you.
nice. Thanks, man.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna show you my one of my tattoos. It's a
sure.
raccoon. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he's a
Oh, that's
running
awesome.
raccoon. Yeah,
Okay,
you
I
see
need to
that? Yeah.
see. Yeah, I'm excited to see that
Yeah.
in person. Yeah, let's show
Yeah.
that to me when I see you in Mammoth.
I
That's
will.
cool.
Yeah, he's drinking a juice box and eating an Uncrustable. Teddy loves the. It's like he's like a little like just like a trash panda.
Oh
I love.
man, that's gonna be
He's one of my
you. That's gonna be
favorites.
you out there. You're gonna have the juice box in your
Yeah.
hand, one hand
Oh
Uncrustable
yeah.
in the other hand. You're just gonna be cruising down the mountain. That's
Just
awesome.
cruising like a little raccoon. I love it. That's a great animal. That's the first time somebody said raccoon on this podcast, and because of that, you may be the best guest. I'm just
Oh,
throwing it out there.
appreciate it. Thank you.
One thing I do need to get into though, is when I had Rachel Entrikin on, we had a segment. It was Fuck, Mary Kill. Now, I'm not going to do that with you, but I wanted to make
Yeah,
sure you knew where I stood. So she wanted to kill you. She said, I don't know Jimmy Elam, so we're just going to kill him. Like right off the bat, like really,
yeah.
like just like, yeah,
No,
really
I
just,
heard it. I heard it. Yeah, yeah. And
yeah.
you said you wanted to fuck me to submission or something like that.
Well, I
Is
didn't
what?
use that language. I said I wanted to bang you to assert
Oh,
dominance.
oh, don't. Okay. So
Yeah, like prison stuff.
pretty much the same, but okay, yeah, it's yeah.
Kind of the same, but I just want to realize, I just want you to know you're a handsome individual, but I am not
No, I
attracted to
mean,
you.
no. Yeah, it's just more to just to
Yeah,
show that yeah, it's what's gonna happen in Mammoth, I'm guessing. Is like what's on
that's
your
right.
mind? It's probably yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yep. We're playing
Yeah, we'll
psychological
see.
warfare here, Jimmy. Hmm. Yeah.
Uh yeah,
That's
I
it. That's
remember
all I
that.
wanted.
I remember
There was
that's
no
all.
question here.
There's no point to that. No point to
Just
the bringing that up, yeah. No,
no,
I don't
no.
blame
So
Rachel for saying that. It's like, I mean, when you put me up against who was it, Tara and Courtney? I mean, what do you expect? It's yeah, obviously I'm the first one to go, so that's okay. No hard feelings. She seems like
yeah,
nice lady, so
yeah. No, she's
nothing
nice.
against her.
I wonder if she fears. I wonder if she fears you a little bit. Like she
I don't
knows
think
that.
she even
Like
knew me. I don't even think she really knew who I was when you said my name. I bet she couldn't say a single thing about me,
yeah,
honestly. She's got better stuff to worry about.
she says that, but mm, I'm not
We'll
quite
see.
buying it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Um, what are some big we got Mammoth coming up, obviously, and that's that we've talked that to death, and I think I got like one more question. We got some fan questions coming in. One of them actually came in from Michelina, which is fun.
Nice.
But what are some big projects that you have coming up on the horizon?
Projects, like running wise, or are we still talking about running or other stuff?
Hey, whatever you
Anything?
got going on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you got like, if you're starting like, like a raccoon rescue thing or something, I'm here for it. Whatever you
Yeah.
got, tell me.
No, as far as running goes, next year, yeah, I don't have anything planned, honestly. Yeah, there's still a handful of hundreds out there I'd like to check off, like Crazy Mountain, cool, out in Montana. I've never raced out there. And then a few other closer ones like I'm Tough in Idaho. maybe Kodiak if I need to get some kidney stones for if I want to go back to UTMB. I haven't gotten any stones in years, so I could kind of care less, honestly. But
Yeah.
UTMB is a pretty cool experience, so I think I would like to go back at some point, especially seeing Anna there this last year, and it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Non-running related. You can cut this, maybe cut this out.
Absolutely. I love that attitude. That's a great attitude, you know? That's a great attitude. Okay, I'm gonna get into some fan questions here. And let me see, let me pull it up here. Okay. Okay. When is daylight savings time? Okay, guys, look,
What?
these are not, oh my God, I swear to some of the Teddy's Tots is ridiculous. I don't, we're not asking that question, all right? We don't know,
No,
no one knows when
no
daylight
one
savings
knows.
time is.
No one
God,
knows.
okay,
No one will ever know.
sorry. No one will ever know. Next question. I'm sorry, Jimmy. That was ridiculous. I'm embarrassed. Um, will you be eating anything magical at Mammoth 200? That was
Uh,
Michelino.
yeah, yeah, planning on it. Yeah, planning on it. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
I have a grab bag. I have a grab bag of stuff. So whatever I get, just it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a blast. I
Yeah.
mean, can't take it too seriously. 200 miles, you can't take that. 200 miles, 2 days of running seriously. So you got to have some fun out
Hmm.
there too. Yeah, especially through the night. It's a long night, man. It's like Tim picked this race and in the fall, pretty much. Like it's way too long in the darkness. You got to have some fun.
I'm wondering though, and I'm kind of getting the vibe here, as we was talking about magic mushrooms, and then I see magical. Is that what we're talking about? We don't have to. You don't have to confirm. I'm just wondering. That's where
It
my
might
brain's
it
going.
might be in that grab bag. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I
Okay.
just kind of just it's gonna be a mystery bag. Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
I'll
Yeah,
let you
Teddy
know
used to do
after.
that.
I'll let you
Yeah.
know after.
Okay. Yeah, we'll debrief, as they say. I'll wait for you at the finish line when you cross. I'll give you a high five and be like, "You did a
Yeah.
good job, kid."
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Last question. What will be your strategy at Mammoth 200, and why do you think you can beat Max? Oh man, we have Max's people in the chat. God damn it,
Uh
these people are freaking cult members. My God.
That's so annoying, man. Probably because I could probably beat him because I'm actually, I think, spending most of my energy on just living and training and working, and
Yeah.
and I don't have the distractions that he probably has. I'm gonna guess that he has a lot of distractions, so that would
Yeah.
probably be my number one reason. And then, what's my strategy for the race? Just kind of, you know, try to be a little conservative the first half. But honestly, like if you're too conservative the first 100, everyone slows down that second 100. The second half, no matter what, no matter how slow or how fast you go. If I'm going to take 23 hours to get through the first 100 versus 20, I don't think it really matters. Like I think it's just 3 more hours on my feet in that first 100. So I'm gonna be, going easy, but it's not going to be like dragging ass. I'm not going to be
Yeah.
hand holding with you or Max. So it's yeah, it's still going to be taking it serious. So
Wow. Okay. So
once
we went away from teaming up to now calling it handholding. That's fine. Again, I'm not taking any offense to it. It's okay. Well,
see what
um,
happens. Let's see what happens.
we'll see what happens. All right. Look, here's the thing: is before this thing goes off the rails and Teddy starts getting angry, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm not gonna say I'm cutting this short because I'm actually near the end of my questions anyway. To be honest with you, which I think is good because whatever, Hey,
Yeah, that's
good
fine.
luck. Good luck to you, Jimbo. Anyway, I like to give my guests the floor at the end here and share anything that you would like with the audience, whether that is some motivational quotes, a joke, a story. I want you have the floor. Whatever you want to say, whatever it is, the floor is yours. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, putting me on the spot. No, I'd say yeah, probably to your audience, because I can kind of vision that most of your audience, why they're listening to this in the first place. I'd say, yeah, don't get too much into the weeds when it comes to racing, and pick what I like doing is picking races that inspire me because of like the course and the race director, and just seeing somewhere new. Like I'm so excited to go back to Mammoth. Sure, I live there, but you going, Max going, Tara, Rachel. Like, I think it's a pretty special place, and there's definitely some magic to it. And I hope that everyone listening could get to experience the Mammoth magic at some point, because it's an inspiring place. And even though the race might not be in the quote unquote like wilderness of the Sierra, go out and spend some time in the real backcountry of the Eastern Sierra, and your mind will be blown. So I hope everyone gets to see it at some point. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I couldn't have said it better myself. I agree with that, every bit of that. It's one of the big reasons Teddy's going out there. I love what Tim's building out there. Tim and Hillary, they're doing a great job. And as you said, the Eastern Sierra. Teddy always says the Eastern Sierra has my heart. We was out there doing the Ray Lakes loop this
Oh
year.
my God, that's an amazing loop.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, isn't it? It's so
Yeah.
beautiful. It's
Yeah,
so
we should
beautiful.
just throw 2,000 runners on that loop, and just goo wrappers everywhere, and just like aid
That,
stations everywhere,
yeah.
just like to maybe take down some trees to make sure we have enough space, but that's just such a gorgeous loop.
Yeah, I don't know if we have to take down the trees. I think that like there's but I think it would be fun. It would be fun if we'd be able to go out there and race because I think it would be great. You know what?
Yeah.
What we'll do, Jimmy, is one of these days after Mammoth, we'll make a plan. We'll make a plan to go out there and maybe we'll go through the loop or we'll go through the evolution loop. That's another
Yeah.
classic loop out there. Yeah, it's more like a horseshoe, but you could still
Hmm.
kind of make it a loop if you want to do something. Anyway. But I think that would be a fun time.
Let's
We
do it.
get out there, we go run. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
That'd be good.
not
Maybe we bring Nick.
competitive, and not a
No.
non-competitive,
Yeah.
situation would be nice, where we
Yeah.
don't want
Yeah.
to like
Well,
throw down on each other.
exactly. And we'll bring Nicolino out there with us, so that way we have a scapegoat. And we can say, "Look, it was him," and they will
Yeah.
not. And they will
Yeah.
believe us.
And no banging to a certain dominance during it, just like all
Oh
fun,
no.
all fun.
Yeah, fun banging. I
Yeah,
love that.
yeah,
That's a better idea. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, Jimmy. I want to thank you again
Yeah,
for
man.
coming on the show. Excited to see you. Excited to go out there and throw down. I think it's gonna be great. Either which way, I think we're gonna have a good time. But either way, I
Great.
know you're a busy guy. You got to go start looking. You got to start going, putting those positive thoughts out there. Go start tying up things. Yeah, you
Ready.
might have to cut that out
Yeah,
too.
I have to cut
Crap.
that out too. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
let you know. Give me
Okay,
a few
let me know.
days.
I will. Yeah, yeah. Keep me posted. Okay, Jimmy. That's gonna do it for us here today. I want to wish you the best of luck at Mammoth. And I was joking about the Tanya Harding thing.
No, it's fine. It's fine, man. You gotta it's psychological warfare. It's it can work.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
see where you're getting at.
Yeah. Or was I joking? Who knows? We don't know. But in a week we will surely find out when
Yeah,
we go toe to toe and battle for the crown of Mammoth.
it's gonna be great. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Until next time, everybody, I am Teddy Tonelli with Chasing Trail, aka Teddy Triscuits. Teddy out.
Chasing trail, kicking up dirt, sweating my eyes, but it don't hurt. Fast feet, loose rocks, send it full sail. Ain't no stopping, we chasing trail.